Hello. How's everybody doing? Testing. Testing. Mamma mia. Testing. Mamma mia. Testing. Mamma mia. Okay, sounds good. Testing. Sounds good. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started. More Sekiro. I love Sekiro. Can't get enough of it. Can't get enough of the good old Sekiro. Can't get enough of Sekiro. Sekiro. I love it. Okay, where's my... Oh. Sorry, I'm looking at my app. There we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, let's get it started. Okay. Oh, weird. Well, we're gonna actually turn the sound down a little bit. There we go. Just so it's a little less loud on my end, or on the viewing end. Because I was watching one of the replays, and it's like a little tiny bit loud. Not like too loud, but close enough, you know? So, you know what? I want to try... The other thing I wanted to do was try gunpowder. Against, like, every boss in the game. I want to try gunpowder against, like, literally every boss in the game. Because I think you can still stagger, like, big... You can still stagger, like, some of these bosses. There's no way it's worth the spirit emblems, right? Dude, I don't know why my hands are not liking this. Dude, holy heck, I am not ready for this. I don't know what's going on with my hands right now. But I'm not in the Sekiro way of things. I don't know what it is. Holy heck. Am I too close to my computers? It's like my muscles are not ready for this. I don't have no idea what's going on. There's Sekiro for you though. Big surprise, my muscles aren't ready for this. Jeez, I don't know what's going on. My hands are like not ready for this. Mighty Sekiro. Oh wow. Oh cool, okay, that works. It didn't actually do anything for me. I think maybe it gives him some posture? What if gunpowder like revolutionizes second phase? Like what if gunpowder like straight up revolutionizes second phase for me? What if suddenly I just like blast your second phase with gunpowder? What if that's the new way of things? Like it's not impossible, and you get 10 charges per Spirit Emblem bar. Like it's definitely not impossible. Gunpowder could be the move here. Let's find out. Okay, no, that didn't do it. That was not it. Ugh. Look at Ishinashinam. Oh. Oh, there you go. There's a slight possibility gunpowder can do it here, but I just don't know. Because in any situation you could gunpowder, you could probably attack, right? So the reason to gunpowder would be to stop him from attacking, to halt one of his attacks. And I don't know if there's actually a way to make that work. So it's like Owl, I use Mortal Blade on Owl, right? I use Whistle on Demon of Hatred. And so I'm thinking, like, what boss really benefits from gunpowder, right? Like, what boss am I really, like, really thirsty to use gunpowder on, right? It's like, I guess, ape, right? Like monkey. Like, monkey's a great example of a boss where I am actually kind of, like, jazzed to use gunpowder. Because you really don't need that many for spear for second phase. So I think gunpowder is good against monkey. Oh shoot, yeah, I see he does the anti-air, so that's why you can't block that. Because there's an anti-variation of it. And then I just did it again. I just immediately... Well, because like, there's a good chance you get the Mikiri counter or the sweep. And those are like easy to deal with, yeah. Boom. There's Genichiro. Maire, Sekiro. Ow. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic right off the rip. Boom, boom. Yeah. First phase. Okay, I'm gonna try. I want to once again. We're gonna try gunpowder here. Yeah. Seem to stop him? Uh-oh. So I think it worked. Problem is that actually getting a window to hit him with it is like really tough. So you have to Mortal Blade that. You Mortal Blade the big sweep. Wow. And this is not even getting any posture damage on him. Yeah, I just think that it's just not worth it. I think like in typical Sekiro fashion, like you just can't, like there's probably a way to true combo it really well. But if there is, it's just not, you know, it just doesn't make any sense to really worry about, I think. I think it's one of those things that's like sexier in theory than in practice. Like just keeping the pressure on with attacks is probably infinitely more valuable. And just like parrying him correctly in typical Sekiro fashion. Oh, yep. Shoot. But he's so weird because he has hyper armor. Maybe if I hit him, Oh shoot. Whatever, I'm riced up, so it should be fine. I can still pellet too. Yeah, he gets hyper armor. Yeah, he straight gets hyper armor. It's like so dumb. I don't understand why he gets hyper armor. There's probably a way to make gunpowder work there for you, because you do stagger him with gunpowder. But I don't know how to weave it in efficiently. Is the problem. Like he's not this boss is I know I can beat him. It's not like I'm actually causing myself problems here by like I'm just experimenting at this point. But yeah, get some rice. Yeah, I don't know. I just need to like lock in and beat him, unfortunately. There's actually not a way for me to like cheese the crap out of him and kill him this way. That's the thing, is the I mean, like, maybe I could try fire. I don't know. I'm never gonna burn him, I don't think. I think you actually cannot burn him. You can't burn him and you can't poison him, right? But like maybe I could, I don't know, I could do some like crazy stuff. I mean, I could try some other crazy thing, or I could try knocking me out of there with Shuriken actually. Because he does do some air stuff. What's another option here? Flame Vent, Mist Raven. I guess I could just... No, I think Golden Vortex is too expensive. Like, I could do some Golden Vortex stuff or some double Divine Abduction stuff to, like, try to, like, launch at him. But I think that's probably not going to be worth it compared to just hitting him with Mortal Blade. I think if anything, Shuriken is the one. The problem is, this is one of those bosses where, if anything, Gunpowder, either Gunpowder or Shuriken are the optimal, are, like, doable. Like, there probably is a way to make Gunpowder work on him. But I don't know if it's actually worth the amount of effort, because it seems like... I don't know. Yeah, see, I'm like, experimenting. I think probably this... Like I said, the big thing would be to knock him out of the air. I think. Actually. Oh, shoot. Getting hit by Genichiro. Great start. Oh. Yeah, I've died to Genichiro. It's pretty crazy. Like, I'm sure that if there's a way... I think Shuriken might actually just be smarter. Oh, shoot. As long as I don't die to first phase. You want to get like really close to him for his phase. Like neutrals are not your friend here. Boom. Nail him. That's so weird. Oh, fuck. I have no idea what that was. That was weird. Nope, okay, see, there's not enough time to... Nope. Yeah, there's not enough time to knock him out of the air for that. I need to wait for him to do the slam down. For me to actually get a... Yeah, see, there's not enough time. So I think Gunpowder is the... Oh, there we go. I need a Mortal Blade that. I don't think Shuriken is going to work. Yo, this is a long combo. I don't think Shuriken's going to work. I think if anything, Gunpowder. I should just like not even try. Like if they don't want you to use prosthetics for that fight, they just don't want you to use prosthetics for that fight, and it's fine. There's not a way to make it happen. Oh, speaking of which, that's 2. Interesting. Like I think yeah, if they just don't want you to use shuriken there, if they don't want you to use prosthetics, they just don't want you to use prosthetics. But I am curious because I just get the feeling that there must be a way to make gunpowder work here. And this is like the one fight in the game where I feel like, well, let's try it here actually. Because it's supposed to increase posture damage too, right? So maybe there's like a way to make it okay here. Because in theory, if I see an attack chain coming. Once again, I got the anti-air, but somehow I dodged it. Oh, shoot. This is the problem with Sekiro, is it punishes experimentation so hard. It like actually really punishes experimentation. Or like, it's not obvious. The dividends of experimentation are not obvious in this game. It's like a core problem with it. Not to be like overly cynical about Sekiro. But it definitely feels like experimentation is like a... I wouldn't say like a bad thing, but it definitely feels like... It's not a system that like really it does reward experimentation, but in like a really obtuse way. So yeah, it's just like, okay, right? Like I don't need a gunpowder for that phase. You know what, that was pretty okay actually. He hits me with something. I don't know what he hit me with. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, luckily I was on the run. Oh, shoot. See, these combos are so crazy. It's like I'm dealing with this fight for the first time. Shoot. This is like such a white knuckle fight to be like trying to experiment with. I don't know if they intended for this fight to feel really like I don't know if they intended for this fight to feel like it's really tough to make prosthetics work. I think maybe you're just supposed to be spending your tokens on Mortal Blade. I think that is it, actually. Like, to a certain extent, they expect you to spend your tokens on some things and not others, right? So for some fights, boom, boom. Yeah, so there it is right there. Yeah, so I think that's where the Spirit Emblems are supposed to go. Very obviously. Shoot. And it's just the way it is. You get some choice with some bosses, but not all the choices with all bosses, for sure. Oh, shoot. I think if there's a way to make, if there may be a way to make gunpowder okay here, because it does stagger him. Like, that's absolutely true. It's not like there isn't. Oh shoot. Oh, we're already cooked. Because I just didn't. I literally the easiest boss in the galaxy. But I was just trying to get my rice. Literally, this is the easiest part of the boss by far. Because he just lets you hit him for over and over again for free. It's literally like a complete joke as long as you can lightning counter. Boom. Yeah, he's a complete clown. So I think gunpowder is just a complete pointless. There's no point trying to gunpowder that. It's like just really stupid of me to even bother trying to gunpowder that. Well, it was a good attempt. You're very obviously supposed to use Mortal Blade on him, so to interrupt his Well, I guess you could use gunpowder there, but Mortal Blade is better. If there's a window for Mortal Blade, you should be Mortal Blading. You shouldn't be gunpowdering. You know what I mean? And that's kind of I think the problem with gunpowder. Is I think on the surface gunpowder seems really good. But like if you like what's better than gunpowdering? Oh, nailing him for like 1 billion damage and staggering him at the same time. And then setting him up for another 1,000,000 damage hit because you're going to get the second Mortal Blade hit. Because the Mortal Blade 2 combos. So I think that's kind of the problem with gunpowder there. And just like gunpowder in general. I think gunpowder, like, you see meme stuff on YouTube where it's like, oh, look at this guy use gunpowder in all these ways. It's like, I legitimately think gunpowder is such a meme. Like, I actually think gunpowder is a huge meme. Because, you just get the stagger, it doesn't deal health damage. No. Although I'm gonna try to unlock, at least Sakura Dance really quick. If I can. This is the hard one, but I might be able to do it. We're gonna try to do Sakura Dance really quick. It shouldn't be that hard for me to do. I should be able to get Sakura Dance here. What up, girl? Thank you. And this way we don't have to, yeah. And then we'll deal with, we'll deal with the other one soon. Okay. So we go. Boom. At least we get more damage. And then we go. Gauntlet Strength. Yeah, Divine Air. Let me see if I can do this really quick. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. I may or may not be able to do this. We'll see. So I got Okinaga's Flame Vent. Take that off, and we'll put on Akko Sugar, and we'll put on what's the other thing? I guess I could just use Divine Confetti too while I'm at it. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Because Divine Confetti works on all bosses. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it gets overridden. It overrides. Fire overrides it though, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Yeah, just typical Sekiro YouTuber dying to Gyobu. I'm hitting him like a truck, though. Your Divine Confetti is actually pretty legit. Thing is, it lasts like 60 seconds too. It's like actually kind of crazy. Boom. First phase Gyobu. Oraruzo. Oh shoot. See, wait. He tricks you. Sometimes you think he gets staggered and he doesn't. Yeah, I think you just need to Divine Confetti these fights. Look at that. But I think you can't stack Divine Confetti with, Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Jeez. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can do what's-her-face, Lady Butterfly, really quick. Because this Inner Genichiro is the last one, and Inner Genichiro should not be hard. But Lady Butterfly is always going to be a pain no matter what I do. Oh, shoot. Let's see if it refreshes my Akko's Sugar. While we're at that. Okay, does it refresh my Akko? It does. Okay, cool. Or does it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do I... How many... Uh-oh. Am I almost out of Divine Confetti? Because it's showing me as having 4. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. Okay, so in each gauntlet, you... It doesn't restore your items until you're done with the gauntlet. Uh-oh. Whoa. That's gonna be bad. Oh god. Begins. Jeez, okay. Oh my gosh. Ah, I hate that so much. It's so horrible. How it just like one-shots you. Jeez, okay. Whatever, man. Okay, and then we go. I'm gonna ceremonial Tanto too. For more emblems. Yaru janai ke sare don't, or what does he call her? What does he call him? Yaru janai ka. Oh, come on. Yeah, and then it just died. Yeah, I'm just dead. Well, there goes. See, once again, it's always Lady Butterfly, man. It's literally always Lady Butterfly that gets me. Why? Notable. 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 1 second. I love that. Notable. It's like hard to translate. Or it feels that way at least. Because it means like in that case, I think. But it's like so weird. Come on, oh my gosh, right into the one-shot kill. Yeah, it does it again. Yeah, there you go. Nothing I can do. Literally nothing I can, or well, there's not nothing I can do, but it feels really bad because you're kind of hoping. You're hoping really hardcore. Hold up, let's see if it restored my divine confetti. Speaking of which, please. Okay, it did. Okay, cool. So at least if I get my divine confetti back. Let's do it again. Let's run it back. We need to do this one and then also the next one. And then we'll save the other two for the end. We'll save the last two for the end. It's fine. We have to do these. We have to do these at some point. Uh-oh. Oh shoot. Waste. Boom. Number one. Yeah, I think divine confettiing every boss is how you do this. Just like making sure you're always on aqua sugar and divine confetti. Ow. I don't know why that hit me. This boss is so crazy if you're new to this game. It's crazy, I guess, if you're not new to this game because of how terrible I am at it, actually. Yeah, okay, okay, there it goes, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. See, when you're dying to Gyobu, the fault is on you. You know? That's what it really comes down to. Are you supposed to be dying? Am I supposed to be dying to Gyobu? No. You don't say. You don't say I'm not supposed to be dying to Gyobu. These are actually much harder than the normal bosses because they you don't have the attack power. Ow. Ow. Because you don't get the attack power bonuses that you normally get in the main campaign. There we go, whatever. Okay, we'll just do it again. We'll go for it. We'll go for the next one. And then probably I'll do the Tengu one next cycle. Or something. I don't know. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's not get one shot. Probably that one shot ability that she has. You know the one. So what is even up with Lady Butterfly, by the way? They never explain that. Oh shoot. They never ever explain what the hell is up with Lady Butterfly. They never ever explain that. It's like so weird. Why do they never explain that? You know, you gotta give Lady Butterfly credit because her model's not jank. Like, what's his face's is? Gyobu's. I think if Gyobu were any later in the game, he would be awful. And everyone would hate him. Personally. I think. There are probably some, like, hardcore Gyobu stands out there. As far as it goes. But not me. There we go. Go sugar again. Go confetti again. I think that's what's really going to make the difference on these. You just have to Akko Sugar and Divine Confetti them. Oh my gosh, he does. I hate that so much. I hate those one-shot attacks. Her sweeps are so bad. Her sweeps are like so terrible. No, there one is, and there one is, right there, yep. Those sweeps are so bad. How the heck am I supposed to, like, deal with that? Whatever. I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with that, because the timing is so tight on those. Boom, whatever. Lady Butterfly's dead. Now we move on to Genichiro. Or Inner Genichiro. This will be interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean stupid. But it will at least be interesting. It'll be at least interesting in a stupid kind of way. For sure. We'll get some value out of it. For sure. We'll give it a new state of mind has been uncovered amidst the memories about Inner Genichiro. Look at this. Yep. We'll give Inner Genichiro our shot. Let's give this guy a try. We'll see what he can bring forth. To us. Why is it loaded? Why is it taking 1 billion years to load? That's so weird. Oh. Ah. We're already off to a great start. Fudge. Okay. Why am I stuck in the corner? Okay. Whatever. See? Interesting, okay. He's doing okay, he's doing interesting stuff, whatever. Whatever, we gotta try that again. This is the problem with these it's like I don't, you know, I'm not like necessarily a huge opponent of these gauntlets, right? But now I have to go all the way through Gyobu and Lady Butterfly again. And you don't get your attack power bonuses, so it's like they're really long and arduous. It's like a huge pain. It's like there's a reason I you know, honestly, maybe I just put these off till the end. But they're just like so bad. These are just so bad, honestly. I hate to complain. That's actually not entirely true. Ow. But you really appreciate the mini bosses when you have to fight just the actual bosses back to back like this. And there's still 3 more of these, and one of them is literally every boss in the game. I think including the boom. Oh boy. You know, maybe I should use rice. Maybe I should use rice in the beginning of the Lady Butterfly fight or something. There we go. Boom. Maybe I should use like rice or something at in the second phase of the Lady Butterfly fight to try to like offset chip, because you have enough time, definitely. But I can't remember how long they last. So what I could do is I could do either sweet rice ball or rice, and then from there, what I do is we need shuriken for this though, for sure. And then what I do is I could rice ball in the rice in the first half of it, and then what'll happen is not only will I get the health regen to avoid like the one shot from the sweep. And then I think that's the best thing I can do. Okay. What's up, kiddo? Oh. Boom. Oh shoot. Hilarious. There we go. I'll do a couple things here. Aqua Sugar. Divine Confetti. And I'll drop Rice too. Let's just do it. Because it should give you several health bars, and this will just give me the opportunity. Come on! Going straight into the freaking illusions? Really, bro? Unbelievable. Going straight into the illusions. That's so bad. That is so bad. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Just waste my rice. Feel free to just like waste my rice, bro. It's cool. Oh shoot. Whatever, we just do it again, I guess. What I'll do is I'll just set up on her again, unfortunately. I think that's all of them, yeah. I'll just set up. Screw it. If it's gonna be like that, it's gonna be like that. It's fine. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can finally. Let's see if I can deal with Genichiro. This is gonna stink though, really bad. And I think I don't even have time to really like use items or anything. I have to just like go like bomb diggity into it. Just like do him right. This is gonna be like really hard. Oh shoot, and he gets a third. Yeah, it's so stupid. Oh, fudge. Ugh. Fudge! Oh my gosh. Ugh. It's like an entirely different boss fight and you can't even... I wonder if... Can I do a thing? Reflection strength. Oh, I can! Okay, never mind. I can do it. Never mind. Okay, cool. Never mind. Okay, these game developers are not completely insane. They're not completely insane. They're kind of jerks, but they're not completely insane. Actually, never mind. Okay, based. This is based, actually. This is entirely based, actually. I'm sorry. Because either they're gonna let me just go straight to him. Oh shoot. You're right under him, apparently you dodge it. Okay, so he needs even more on the flurry. This is so base, actually. Dodge. Oh boy. Those new attacks are going to be such a pain to deal with, though. Boom. Fudge. We're cooked. Never mind. Or not. Fudge. Oh, he knocks you down too, doesn't he? Yeah, of course he does. Oh shoot, yeah, and he does sucker dance too, yeah. So I have to like learn this entire fight. This is the problem, is that I actually don't know these fights. There's these three, I don't know these three fights, unfortunately. It's actually a really huge gap, to the point where I should maybe go practice them. But yeah, I do not know these three fights. I do not know these three fights. I don't know the inner fights, unfortunately. Inner Father, Inner Genichiro, and... Or is there only three? Is it Inner Genichiro, Inner Father, and Inner Ishin? I do not know these three fights. Probably I should go practice them, honestly, because I do not know. We'll give it one more attempt. We'll give him like one more shot here, real quick. Because if I can knock him out real quick, that's real great. But I might need to actually go off stream and like practice these fights, because I should be practiced at every fight, but I'm not practiced at this fight for some reason. So I have to admit that. It's like a little inappropriate of me to be fighting this boss on stream when I'm not practiced at it. I don't know how, I actually don't know the boss, really. I've beaten this one, but I haven't beaten the other two. So it's like a little inappropriate for me to be on stream doing this boss when I don't really know it. So what I need to practice these bosses off stream is what I need to do. I need to hop on another save file and like do them. It's like a little inappropriate. Whatever, what I'll do, we'll just go to the next cycle. And I'll like get back to this. Shoot. Boom. budge. Oh my gosh. He just wrecks me. There you go. I mean, hey. I need to practice these off stream, unfortunately. It's like, actually, my modus operandi, secret to those that don't know, right? Obviously, I practice these games pretty extensively before I stream them. So the fact that I'm like first timing, or that's not true. I've done this boss before, but never charmless Demon Bell. I sort of thought they wouldn't be that big of a deal, but now I'm remembering that they are a huge deal. Well, the thing is, if you're not doing charmless Demon Bell, these bosses are cartoonishly easy because the whole game is cartoonishly easy, right? Oh, shoot. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. We'll just do it. We'll just do this next stream. I'll figure out a way to get this. I'll practice these fights and then I'll come back to them. I don't want to have to sit there and learn the fight. I need to like go through and like remember how these fights go. Unfortunately, so we'll just go to next. We'll just go to next cycle. Right now, and we'll get that fight next done. Honestly, I don't think Sakura Dance is essential at all. It doesn't really matter. But once I master. We'll do it one more time. I like want to do this. I want to get it done. I want to see. I want to like learn this fight. We'll give it one more shot. I'll do it one more try, just to see if I can get the boss done. Good start. Oh, there's like so many attacks too. Oh my gosh. Actually, maybe I can Mortal Blade the Sakura, yeah, maybe I can Mortal Blade the Sakura Dance. We'll try that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. No space to Estus there. Oh shoot. Oh my gosh. There's probably not enough time to Estus the Sakura Dance, or I mean to Mortal Blade the Sakura Dance. I mean, he does it right at the start, so I get to try. Like, if there's a way to Mortal Blade that, I get a shot at it. Oh, he's dead. There we go. Uh-oh. Boo. Why did my phone go off? Better be important, you frickin' weirdos. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, I'm like cooked. I'm like straight cooked. Ugh. I know, so I'm sorry, this boss is kind of frustrating. He really won't be that hard once I get used to him. But he has that like late game Sekiro kind of deal going on. Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll move on for right now. I'll practice these guys on my own time. I'll give them a little bit of practice on my own time. I'll just take time out of Skyrim to practice these guys. And then I'll come back and we'll do them later. Do them in like, well, maybe we'll do them in all in one big shot. I don't know. Yeah. So let's just move on to the next playthrough. For right now, I can do them at any time, basically. So hopefully for next stream, I'll be prepared enough to do those because they're kind of frustrating to do. And I haven't even beaten Inner Father, and I haven't even beaten Inner Ishin either. I don't know if there's an Inner Demon of Hatred. I kind of doubt it. I think it's just a normal Demon of Hatred. But yeah. So the thing is, you get costumes for those, but they're not affected by New Game Plus. They're not affected by your attack power bonuses, and they're also not affected by New Game Plus. So, that's kind of the thing. That's sort of the deal. I mean, maybe I'll give it one more shot. Because if I can Mortal Blade him out of the Sakura Dance, that's huge. If I can Mortal Blade or Gunpowder him out of the Sakura Dance, that's actually really massive. So maybe that's how I beat him for some of these, is like Gunpowder him. Actually, maybe that's where Gunpowder comes in. Maybe I Gunpowder Inner Genichiro or something. But yeah, those are like the super bosses of the game, basically. Which is funny that Genichiro is even on that list of bosses. Kusabimaru. Kusabimaru, I don't know. Is it Kusabimaru? Okay, we need to give him the charm. Give Kuro's charm. Insist he take it. Boom. Cool. So now I've never got the difficult mode. I've activated hard mode, thank goodness. Okay, tutorial enemies. The thing is, I don't prep everything. I don't prep every aspect of every game I play, but I think in this case, I'm sort of wrong not to. For those particular bosses. Or maybe I should just suck it up and just like man up and do them. I don't know. Great question. Uh-oh. Dude, what's going on with this guy? Boom. Yeah, you'll notice the attack power difference is so massive. Like, the bonus that attack power gives you is just so crazy. Like, getting attack power from every boss is, like, just crazy. And so that's the thing about those inner fights. Is it because you don't benefit from attack power? It's, like, infinitely harder. They're like infinitely harder. I'm gonna try to Mortal Blade him really quick though. Or Gunpowder. We'll try. I think I'll give it one more shot. This is the problem, is now I'm like really excited to try to figure out what's going on with that boss. So I'm like actually like, woohoo. Let's do it. Nope. But pellet. Yes. So maybe I'll hit him with Mortal Blade. Maybe I'll like try Mortal Blade or Gunpowder on him. Because I mean, maybe Gunpowder is the secret tech there. So like, I don't know. Maybe I just need a perfect parry better. I think those attacks go through perfect parries for some reason. So you like have to dodge them. This guy's such a joke. Maybe that's why there's an inner Genichiro, is because they know that Genichiro is like a huge joke. You know what? Actually, we can try this. Oh, I don't have the we actually can't test the Gunpowder yet because I don't have Gunpowder to test on him. My arm hasn't been chopped off yet. In the story. Spoiler alert. Your arm gets chopped off. In the first like 10 minutes of the game. It is so weird fighting him retrospectively, because like when you're new to the game, you're like, oh, this guy's impossible. But then you like actually, he's like not even up there as far as bosses go. He's like actually one of the first bosses in the game, really. And then on top of that, he's like a complete joke too. Like it's like I'm like asleep. I'm fighting Genichiro. I'm sitting there talking about, yeah, so I was getting my car waxed the other day. So I was watching this video of this guy shove ramen noodles into a chicken. Into a roast chicken. And it was actually pretty interesting. He says it was really good because of the spicy bulldog sauce. And I'm like, whatever, man, I don't know. He says the chicken was real tender and moist and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. See, I don't know nothing about no chickens, man. I'm a hero. Or wait. I have to admit, I don't, like I said, I don't cook chicken. So tonight I'm gonna make a medieval style sauce. Basically, it's like cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, black pepper, and then rice, and then white wine vinegar. White wine vinegar or red wine vinegar, up to you. But yeah, that's a medieval. That's like a hard. That's like a. Apparently, that's like a super hardcore medieval style sauce, according to this YouTuber. It's a tasting Max Miller of Tasting History. Talks about how it's like a super medieval era sauce, and I'm like, so we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it goes. I suspect it will go very well. I suspect that like a healthy chunk of nutmeg. Well, you know, you put cinnamon, black pepper, cloves, and nutmeg in anything, and it's probably gonna be pretty good. Actually, that's the thing. You know, that's really the core idea. Is like, at the end of the day, hold on, we're gonna try the reflection and strength real quick. At the end of the day, when you or maybe we can knock him out of it with Shuriken. Hold up. I have an idea. No way. Oh wait, we don't have Demon Bell. Okay, so this is fake anyway. We don't have Demon Bell. Yeah, also you'll notice because we haven't unlocked Resurrection yet, he just kills me. That's so weird actually. We're doing the reflection, yeah. So because we went into a reflection, so that's actually kind of interesting. But we don't have Demon Bell, so it's fake anyway. We need to Demon Bell it to know. We need to Demon Bell this. We need to do ourselves the favor of getting Demon Bell. Without Demon Bell, what are we? We're like animals without Demon Bell. We need the Demon Bell. The Demon Bell is how we prove we're human. In a world like this, we need to prove our humanity, and the only way to do that is through Demon Bell. You know, like you know, people are like, well, how hollow are you? You know, this is like It's like that episode of SpongeBob where they're the salty spittoon. Does anyone know that one? Where it's like, how tough are you? How tough am I? I got the demon bell every cycle in Sekiro, and I killed the inner Ishin or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, and I'm like, without any milk or whatever. That's the punchline in the original episode. Is that I had nails for breakfast, and he's like, oh yeah, and then he says without any milk. It's like really stupid. It's like really stupid. What happened? That fell off. Nails for breakfast fell off. That's like the weirdest thing is, remember, people used to say that all the time. They used to be in cartoons and stuff all the time. Nails for breakfast. But it like hard fell off. You never hear about nails for breakfast anymore. You never hear about eating nails for breakfast anymore. That's the thing that that's by the wayside these days. And I wonder why, you know. I don't know. See, the funny thing was is I don't like a lot of American cereals. My favorite cereal growing up was like Raisin Bran. It was like freaking Raisin Bran, and like Raisin Bran and like Wheat Chex and stuff were my favorites. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex, Raisin Bran, crap like that. You know, I hated the Lucky Charms and all that crap. I thought they tasted like crap. I remember having them as a kid at like daycare and stuff and hating them. Hating stuff like Lucky Charms and those like sugar cereals. My favorite thing of all time, under no uncertain terms, was Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran was my favorite cereal. That's so good too. Oh man. There's the two brands of Raisin Bran, and one was worse than the other, but I can't remember which was which. And then I also enjoyed Wheat Chex a lot. I really loved Wheat Chex. Those were so good. Wheat Chex and Rice Chex and all that crap. Man, those are good. The problem with sugar cereals is they just don't have, like... Oh, shoot. There goes that. Like, they just... There's something about them that just doesn't sit right with me. Like, Raisin Bran, you literally get raisins. Like, you literally get full-blown, hardcore, out-and-out raisins. Do you know how cool it is that you get raisins in your Raisin Bran? Like, that's what I'm saying, is, like, the irony is that those sugar cereals are cheap. That's like cheap garbage. Because you don't get raisins in them. Like, that's the thing about Raisin Bran. You get literal raisins. You get heckin' raisins in that crap. Raisins, full-blown raisins, and full-blown whole wheat too. You get bran too. You get freaking hardcore bran. Where else do you see bran in this world? When was the last time you had bran from anything else? So yeah, I hate like Lucky Charms. I hate like all that. I hate all that garbage. Fruit Loops, all that crap. Yeah. No, didn't my dad like one of them or something? I can't remember. I think my dad did not like it. I think we didn't like any of them. Actually, that's like. Look, I don't want to be rude, but that's just not the food that we ate. You know, we're not that sophisticated, but I hate those sugar cereals so much. I'm sorry, but I guess some people like them. It's, you know, whatever. Luckily, they're fortified. Luckily, they have nutrients added to them, or else I would have no excuse to not judge, or I'd have more excuse to hate them more. You know, like I'd be allowed to hate them more at that point. But because they at least have fortification, okay, whatever, right? And you're eating it with milk. You know, that's okay. It's not bad for you or anything like that. It's good stuff. Calcium, whatever, you know. Tough to get that elsewhere. So yeah, like I gotta respect that. I gotta respect, you know, drinking your milk with the cereal and all that good stuff. But it sucks so bad to have sugary milk at the end. That's the worst part about sugar cereals. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just sugary milk at the end, just like gross sugary milk at the end, because you have like your gross Lucky Charms or whatever in your cereal. God, I hate those marshmallow cereals so freaking much. What was the cereal that we had that was kind of candy core? I mean, Raisin Bran's pretty sugary too, because they literally put sugar on the raisins. But like, it kind of feels legit. Almost. It really isn't, but it almost feels legit. You know, you have a little bit of respect for it. What was the cereal? There was some cereal we had. I guess we had Cheerios too. And there's a lot of sugarier Cheerios. We had like, you know, like the Cheerios with the chocolate and stuff. Those are pretty good actually. Cheerios are a classic though, man. I freaking love Cheerios. Puffed Oats, man. Those are good. I absolutely love Cheerios. That was another one we had. You had Cheerios. We had wheat Chex, corn Chex, rice Chex, Cheerios, Raisin Bran. Raisin Bran once again being my favorite. Raisin Bran was the cereal for me. That was like the cereal that I loved. I loved so much. Freaking Raisin Bran, man. I haven't had that in a long time because I can't eat wheat anymore. You know, but it was good. That was good stuff. What was the other cereal we had? I feel like I'm forgetting about a cereal that we had. We had like one other cereal or something. I think maybe Frosted, or no, I guess there was Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies were damn good. That's another one I really like is Rice Krispies. And there was like a chocolatey version of Rice Krispies we had, yeah. But I think I'm forgetting something. I think we did have like a really crappy sugar cereal at some point. And but I can't remember what it was. But it was like the best sugar cereal or something. It was like the one sugar cereal that was like kind of class or whatever. Kind of like not crappy. But I think that's an oxymoron. I don't know. I can't remember though. I can't remember what the sugar cereal we had was. I can't remember for the life of me, to be honest. Which I probably just should remember. I should probably try to remember what it was that we had. Oh wait, we need to. Okay, hold up. We'll kill this guy and then we'll kill the next guy next. Oh god. Whatever. No. Cheese it. Cheese it. We're actually gonna just go back and kill the first guy first. Forget it. I routed that wrong, or I did that wrong, or whatever. However you want to put that. I did it wrong. So we need to go back to gate path and kill this first guy. And then we yeah, man, those are eating a bowl of Raisin Bran, man, those are good times. Those are good freaking times, man. Man. Eating a bowl of Raisin Bran. See, I never buy Raisin Bran now because it's too expensive. I don't have the money. I don't have the finances to afford. Well, I can't eat wheat. I can't eat wheat anymore. That's one thing. But on top of that, my finances are just too poor to afford Raisin Bran. You know? Come on, man. There we go. Finally. Whoa, hello. Okay. Excellent. Love to see that. Nice insane lag spike. Nice, just completely insane, ridiculous lag spike. Holy heck. See, it's what I get for streaming and playing Sekiro and recording all at the same time. Like, gee, I wonder if that has something to do with that. I wonder if streaming and recording and playing Sekiro all at the same time has something to do with that. I mean, I could try and turning encoding down a little bit, or on my recording, but whatever. It's pretty rare, honestly, for there to be a lag spike like that. So who knows what's really going on. That could be the game. I kind of doubt it, but it could be the game, I guess. Oh, you know what? You know what I'm not doing? That I forgot about real quick? Hold up. We need to pump on Task Manager. It seems like having Task Manager active helps. Like, I always think I have like a crypto miner or something hidden on my machine, because every time I put on Task Manager, it seems like that problem goes away. But it could have something, you know, who knows? It could be a bug or something. Plus, you think a crypto miner would be like 100% at all times, right? It just like floor my CPU instantly. So yeah, I don't know. Go figure. The bell guy, boom. Takes care of that. No, there's not one on this path, okay. And then Snake. Is it Snake and then Gyobu? It is. It is Snake and Gyobu. Once I kill this guy. Once I kill this guy. But if you want my honest opinion, I legitimately think the best cereal was Wheat Chex. Like there's something like this is the problem with being gluten intolerant now. You have no idea how good wheat tastes. Wheat tastes insanely good. It is like the most delicious thing that you can. It is so good. Like there's a reason I was eating wheat all the time. That I was making wheat bread and eating it. It's because it tastes freaking amazing. It's because it tastes so like rich and delicious and like I wouldn't say creamy, but like there's something to wheat. You know, it has a taste to it. It's not just like it's not just a pretty face. You know, it's not just easy to grow or whatever. You know, there's something to it. There's some substance there. You know, and then you know when you the second you don't have it anymore, that's where it really sets in. That's where the realization really sets in. You know, is when you realize that you can't eat it anymore. You know, but maybe they'll come up with a wheat gluten-free. Because that's the thing is that my favorite things are flatbreads. I actually really like hummuses or pita breads and crap like that, right? And so maybe there'll come a future where they can make wheat without gluten, and then I'll be able to have like a really tasty flatbread, a gluten-free flatbread made of real wheat. You know, because like you need the gluten for it to turn into a bread. You know, like when you think of like the bread loaves and stuff, you do need the gluten for that. That's what makes it a bread, right? But you can still have like a flatbread that tastes like wheat, even with you know, like that's totally possible. The question is whether or not the scientific community has the will necessary to achieve such important things for the humble people of this earth. You know, that's the real question. It's like, does the scientific community have what it takes to perform the mad science necessary to let me have a tasty wheat flatbread at some point in my life? Or maybe they could leaven it with like, you know, they could do like a chemical leavener, you know, like a baking powder type thing. And then like give me like a cornbread made out of like deglutenized wheat. That sounds tasty, doesn't it? My goodness. You know, with some like butter or something on it. Ooh. Sounds good. That sounds real good. Ooh. So I got some oat butter in the fridge and it's pretty good actually. It's pretty tasty. I think milk and cheese is the hardest thing, being a vegan. Meat is actually kind of not that good. I kind of like, every time I think about eating meat, it kind of has this weird gross taste to it. But cheese is another animal entirely. Cheese and like milk and stuff. Those I remember fondly, and I yearn for. And so there's nothing I crave except like cheese and milk. Uh-oh. Actually, it's like really weird. I actually don't crave meat at all. Oh god. Yeah, it's a freaking snake. That's the one thing. It's like weird. There's no explanation for why, but whatever. But yeah, whatever. I'm gonna take some, braise some tofu tonight. And I'm gonna fry some tofu up, and then I'm gonna toss it in a medieval style sauce. We're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna see how that goes. And then I think I want to try this Indian restaurant near where I live too, because there's a new one that opened up, and it's a little ritzier than the other one, I guess. But yeah, there's a new Indian restaurant, so maybe we should try that. The Saffron Express or some crap like that. Or no, I think it's supposed to be it's a sit down place. The thing is that right across the street is the best ramen restaurant ever. Right across the street is like literally the best ramen restaurant I've ever eaten at in my entire life. It is so good. It's good in like a really like kind of sleazy way, because they do like whatever you call it. They do like French fries and crap like that. You know. So it's like a ramen place. Come on, man. Don't see me. It's like a ramen place, but they do fries. They do French fries. They do like, you know, like mushroom gyoza. They got like pickled vegetables and stuff like that, you know. And so it's kind of a cheater, but the ramen itself is so good. They have like fresh vegetables in it or like whatever, and then it's just so good. The ramen they have is so good, and it's so funny because and you can get rice noodles with it too. So it's like a really class like establishment. Because obviously I can't eat gluten anymore, so that's an issue. Why? I hate you, Mr. Snack. There we go. I don't hate Mr. Snack, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's a real class establishment, right? And the thing about it is, though, that, yeah, but, you know, obviously I love a place that does French fries, too. So it's like a ramen place that does French fries. And the funny thing is, my uncles and my brother, they always get, like, the dumb sandwiches they offer. So they offer, like, a sandwich. You know, like some kind of, like pork sandwich or whatever. And they never get the ramen. And it's like, you're missing out, man. Like, the ramen is so good. It is so delicious and delectable. It's like some top shelf ramen stuff. Like it's like a truly incredible ramen, right level of saltiness, right level of like vegetables, right level of just everything. The ramen at this place is immaculate, frankly. And yeah, so my brother, you know, my uncles are like never like eating the ramen, and I'm like, why? Why even, you know? But they don't like the ramen restaurant at all, which is, once again, it's... But frankly, I'm gonna be honest. My uncles and brother have terrible taste. They have miserably bad taste in just everything. You couldn't get them to eat a good meal to respect like fine dining and like proper like actual food. Like they have absolutely no tastes. They have truly no tastes. You know? Like, and I don't want to sit there and shame them, but like you got to know there's, you know, that's the truth right there. It's like right now we're kind of going through like a cultural revolution where we're going through like a culinary revolution, and our ideas about like food are evolving, right? Because of globalization. Right? So like the reality is that people across the world all have their own culinary traditions, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in those, you know, and we're starting to kind of come to terms with that culinarily, right? So it's like our culinary traditions and the culture of our food culture is like taking good ideas from foreign cooking. And the funny thing is that foreign cooking is in a lot of ways, maybe it's a little inappropriate to say that it's more advanced, because obviously like that stuff is subjective, but I think you can make a very strong argument that like Asian cooking is very, very a brilliant science. There's a brilliant science to Asian, or art, I should say, perhaps. Art or science, doesn't really matter. But that Asian style cooking has been quite good for a very long time. And that Westerners are slowly adapting to this. And it's affecting who we are. And it's like affecting our ideas about what food is. That's really cool, you know? Because, you know, I'll tell you, I really love, like, Chinese-style cooking. That's what I do most of the time. And, yeah. So I definitely think, you know, so I definitely think that, that our culinary tradition is slowly changing, you know, because of globalization and curries and all this stuff and whatever, what have you. And I'm a big fan of it. I'm for it. I'm all for it. I say bring on the Asian style cooking. You know, let's let ramen do the talking. You know, why not? I mean, it's good stuff for sure. And you know, and so you know, because like for example, this medieval dish I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cook it like the Chinese style, basically. More as best I can, basically. It's tough to do because like the reality is like Chinese style from like a restaurant is actually really complex because you have to get you have to get the wok really hot. I need to kill the rats. I need to kill the Senpo Temple enemies to advance the story. So I gotta go back, and I didn't even rest anyway. But yeah, so like the because so like you really can't replicate actual Chinese like cuisine in terms of like what you'd get at a fancy Chinese restaurant, because like you can't have a flame that hot in your house, and you can't have a wok that hot in your house, you know, like it just doesn't work that way. But I do a pretty good facsimile where I just get the oil real stinking hot, where I like basically cook everything beforehand, and then I just get the pan real stinking hot, and then I just like fry the aromatics for a second, and then toss in the veg and stuff, you know. And I just kind of roll it around real quick to bring it back up to temperature, and then I just call it a day. And so I've actually gotten pretty good at doing like something that's kind of like a facsimile of Asian style cooking. But you can definitely taste when you get the temperature really, really high. You can definitely taste you like really truly. You get the temperature hot enough, and you can taste it kind of singed into the oil. It's so delicious. There's like a delicious like burned oil flavor. It's hard to explain if you've never had it, or it's like kind of like an Asian style restaurant sort of flavor. And it's really scary to do at home because you have to get that oil real stinking hot, And so the second you do that, you have to cook the food really fast. And then when you're done cooking the food really fast, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like it's a huge mess. And I've had 2 kitchen fires, so yeah. But you know, you put the stove on medium, and you just like let the oil get real hot or whatever, and then you just like pull it out real quick once the ingredients hit the pan and all that stuff. You know, minimal water. You know, you're not boiling the ingredients in the pan or whatever. You know, so. But that's the thing, is it it's tough. It's tough for sure. But if you don't cook it hot enough, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right, which is like probably like not really true, but come on, man. There we go. You like need, so yeah, so tonight's dinner I'm gonna fry the tofu up. And then I'm gonna toss in like half a cup of water, maybe less, along with the spices. Or I'm gonna fry the onion and the garlic, real quick. Probably a little bit longer for the onion. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chop in the I'm going to put in the onion and the garlic, and I'm gonna fry those up real quick, and then put in like a little bit of water, and then the miso paste, which is my replacement for stock. the miso paste, a teaspoon of miso paste, and then the ingredients, which is like, it's like 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, which is a lot of cinnamon, by the way. Holy heck. 2 teaspoons, and then like I think it's like a quarter cup or half a cup of rice, or of not rice wine, of white wine vinegar. So a good nice quarter cup of white wine vinegar. And then I think I can't remember if it's a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons. Honestly, maybe I should cut the spice mixture in half. Maybe I should only do like a teaspoon of cinnamon. You know, like, because this seems like it's gonna be really, really, really like hardcore to the nines, because it's like 2 teaspoons of black pepper. That's a lot of black pepper. That is a huge amount of black pepper to put in anything. So I might actually cut the spice mix in half and then see how that goes. Because I think in the recipe he might be cooking about twice as much food as I'm cooking, actually. So maybe I'll just yeah, I think I'll probably cut the spice mix in half, to be honest. I'll only do like a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of oh, I need red gourd for this. This is like the one boss that red gourd is fine against. Look, put him to the dudes. Ow. This honestly should be a major boss. He's really not that bad, actually. Ow. Oof. The panic? Yeah, it's panic. Cool. There's Blazing Bull. It's always a weight off my shoulders when he's dead. He's really not that big a deal, but there's always the off chance that I struggle with him for some reason. Which is the, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it's less than ideal for sure. Boom. But at this point, our attack power is so high that we kind of can do no wrong. Which is why the whatever he calls them. Which is why the gauntlets of strength take it all away, because they know real good what's going on, what's going down. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, come on. Being the please. That's actually that's one of my favorite Vine Sauce voices, is the Benny Please. And honestly, I kind of hate it, because I feel like that's like a generic foreigner, a generic like non-American accent. And so it's like really stupid that the guy who's like backseating him and telling him what to do is like not an American, and it's like weird. It's like, why is that the joke? But I think maybe that's just like a generic chat member. Bin, please. It's my favorite though. I love that. I need to like look up a compilation of that one. Because there's Mr. Dink is another one that I think is really funny. But he doesn't do Mr. Dink. Mr. Dink is like 10 years old at this point. He hasn't done Mr. Dink in a long time. Mr. Dink is like a relic of like another age or something. Because he hasn't done Mr. Dink in a long time. Well, the joke about Mr. Dink, I always thought, why I think it's funny, is like the joke is like the subtext of the relationship between him. So it's from a cartoon that was popular in the 90s called Doug. And it's like this really, it's a cartoon I didn't really like. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really like Doug, to be very honest. Oh shoot. Doug was not my favorite cartoon as a kid. I didn't really like it. It was kind of a little bit older than me. You know how there's always like reruns and stuff, right? They always want to milk, you know, if they're paying $1 bajillion for a cartoon, they're gonna try to milk as much value out of it as they can. You know, and Doug was one of these ones that, oh shoot. Doug was one of these ones that like was from a slightly older era than I was, but they were obviously like milking it like crazy because, you know, they paid $1 bajillion for it. Oh, I need to backstab you. What am I doing? I really don't have to backstab him, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just because there's a slight possibility he could kill me. Wow. There we go, finally. But yeah, I didn't really like Doug, and I didn't see that many episodes of it. It was kind of like... It was sort of like this mid-90s thing, you know? Like, and I was born in the mid-90s, right? So... If you're talking about like a mid-90s cartoon, and I'm born there. Yeah, so I saw a lot of those on like the runoff channel, the fancy cable runoff channel. You know, like Angry Beavers and stuff. That's another one. Angry Beavers was the other one, and those are pretty generically. I didn't really like Angry Beavers, to be honest with you. Ah, Real Monsters, yeah. All these like mid-90s slop cartoons. At the same time, this is the same era that SpongeBob was like a thing. Like 90s, mid-90s Nickelodeon. Those are the days, man. They really weren't, but you know, there you go. They really actually were not the days. Those were pretty crappy times, but it doesn't really matter because we still saw lots and lots of like Angry Beavers and stuff. Angry Beavers. Of course, we also watched a lot of like really dumb old cartoons too. So we saw a bunch of like Huckleberry Hound and crap like that. Just like this horrible crap, like Huckleberry Hound and stuff. Oh, sick dodge. Crap like Huckleberry Hound and stuff. Like this really old garbage. Magilla Gorilla. We saw so many episodes of Magilla Gorilla. Who the hell was out there begging for Magilla Gorilla? Why were they showing so many episodes of Magilla Gorilla? What was the deal with that? Was it like a cyclical thing? Are they showing Magilla Gorilla today and something else tomorrow? Grape Ape tomorrow, right? I don't know. But we saw a ton of episodes of Magilla Gorilla. We saw episode after episode after episode of Magilla Gorilla. They just wouldn't stop showing Magilla Gorilla. And I don't understand why they wouldn't stop showing Magilla Gorilla. Magilla Gorilla, Squidly Diddly was the other one we watched a bunch of. These horror... And Magilla Gorilla, I really was awful. Like, truly terrible. Like, truly pathetically terrible and awful that I hated it so... Well, I didn't hate it, but... I did not like Magilla Gorilla. And that was the one that seemed to be on the most. So you know, so there'd always be a week or two when... My parents didn't have school, but my parents were doing something else, right? Like my dad's job was on. My dad was at his job, his seasonal work, and my mom was teaching at a different school district, And so we always get like a week or two where we didn't have where you could watch whatever. But usually what that meant was just like Megilla Gorilla. Of course, this was back in the days of G4 television. So every once in a while we get to see like a gaming channel thing. But what ended up happening with that is that they really ran at us. G4 kind of died. Okay. Yeah, it's like really terrible. It's like it's very bad. It's a very bad cartoon, is what it is. It's like probably the worst cartoon. It really isn't the worst cartoon, but it's the sort of thing where I'm like amazed at how much I did not like Megilla Gorilla. Like how shockingly terrible I thought it was, in retrospect. And even then, I kind of knew how like it was just really terrible. We watched it because it was what was on TV. This is back in the we watched G4, and what ended up happening with G4 was they had like a decent amount of like video game original content, and then what happened was they just kind of stopped at some point. And what they'd show is they show like reruns of, like Cops and like Pimp My Ride and stuff. It's like really weird. It's like where it was, you know, basically they're just putting something on the television. You know, they had nothing in the back room. And so they're just putting something on the television. And that's what happened to G4 TV. But some of those original ones, like Cheat and stuff, where there was like this program, and she'd talk about it, and there's this Morgan Webb was her name, and she's this announcer, and she'd do like dumb secrets for Metal Gear Solid or some crap like that. There weren't that many episodes of it, really. The big flagship show was X-Play, and X-Play was good. X-Play was good. It really wasn't. It kind of had this, like, I wouldn't say Spike TV energy to it, because I think that's an insult to anything. Spike TV's been defunct for decades now. But it had a little bit of that Spike TV energy where the jokes were like kind of like not really class. But I will say that the character, or some of the skits and the reviews were actually really good. And I really like whenever they dog on one of those like really terrible console games that was like sexy. Yeah, it was kind of a dead network. The thing was, it was sort of this like, it was a really, really long, short-lived network, and they didn't really have a lot of good original content. But some of those episodes of X-Play are really good. X-Play was really, I did really like X-Play. Every time I watched X-Play, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And whenever they'd review like a really terrible console game, I think that would be really hilarious. Like I remember their X-Blades review or whatever. So and I have that game on Steam. That was one of those games that they put on Steam because it's like a quick cash-in. Like a really terrible like Xbox 360 exclusive game that's just like shameless and terrible. And like just abysmal. And like what was the other one? Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball and all that stuff. Always made me laugh. Those are good times. Those were good times. X-Play was a good show. I think maybe if I went back and watched it now, I'd realize that it was not very good. Because they would not always not always knock it out of the park with reviews. But I distinctly remember some of like the really terrible games that they reviewed and how much they dogged on them. And that was really funny. And it's like obviously in the YouTube world, bad game reviews are like a way of life, you know? Like I think AVGN has kind of like I wouldn't say run out of steam, but like it's just different now than it was. And because like the ideas about like what makes a game bad or good is like so different. But those are good times for sure. See, I don't know if I have what it takes to do that. To like really dog on a bad game. You know, I wish I did, but I think the culture around gaming has changed and people don't do that as much anymore. Uh-oh. I think it doesn't make sense to make fun of somebody's like ROM hack. As much. Or whatever. Like you just don't see that as much. People making fun of like original like Pokemon games and stuff. People making fun of like, you know, Pokemon Red or something. It's just not gonna work. I don't know. See, I have a video game review cooking. And it's for a really interesting video game. Because it's both a terrible video game, but also like a uniquely decent video game. It's like a video game that I can't I can't in good consciousness say is actually bad, but it's kind of bad. And so I kind of have that work in the works right now. But it's not going to be. So I need to go like record the audio for it and stuff. But it's this like niche game called Dragon Spear, which is like it's the most. It's made by really talented people, obviously, but it's like the most. It's like so much like dumb like World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, you know, MMO, like Korean MMO, you know, slop. It's like a game that's like really good, covered in like a bunch of like MMO slop, like Diablo 3 MMO, Korean MMO, just like garbage. And so it's like really hilarious. It's like a really hilarious game because of just how like they tried to put everything in they thought that would please people, and they failed miserably at implementing that in every way, but the game is still fun. It's like really weird. It's like a really, really, really weird case of a game that is both like very good actually in some ways, but then also very miserably terrible because they just like threw all these weird ideas into it. Like, you know, like set bonuses? You know set bonuses? That like World of Warcraft and Diablo thing where you collect a bunch of armors and you put them together, and when you're done collecting, you're right, and they give you like bonuses, like, oh, your spells cost less or something like that, right? It's a pretty cool system, right? But it probably takes a lot of time to implement something like that, right? Or you could just like have random set bonuses that do like almost nothing, or it feels like they do nothing or something like that. It's one of those things where it's like, as a game developer, I guess, you need to like exist within the confines of your means and expectations, right? Like, you have to look at something and be like, okay, like this is how long we have to make our game, and this is the talent. These are the people that we have working on our game, and within the confines of that framework, our game has to you know has to be good within the confines of our ambition, right? We don't have a giant, you know, staff of people making an MMO. And we don't have time to sit there and figure out, you know, how we're gonna balance the set bonuses. The thing about set bonuses is it's one of those scenarios where, for a lot of these RPG games, set bonuses are cool because there's already so much going on with your character and setup and stuff. You know, like there's already a whole bunch of other like weird checks that kind of come before a set bonus. And so it's hard to explain. You'll see when the review drops, you'll know exactly why the game's like why I have respect for the game. The game deserves a huge amount of respect, because whether or not you like it or whether or not the game is good or bad, you have to respect that they put a lot of effort into it, and that the good amount of that effort is just wasted, and that they just like half-assed it a whole bunch. But it's an interesting game, if nothing else. Okay, what am I doing again? Oh, I need to go see Ishin. I need to go talk to Lord Ishin. Ishin-sama. And that's the thing, is that I think that like you can't take that game and put it on X-Play and it work. Like I think that that's like played out, you know? Like whatever they were doing with X-Play is like completely played out. And so you can't like you're not going to do that to a game that came out today and like get away with it, or like it wouldn't be funny or anymore, right? Like that's just an old era. The thing is, a lot of GeForce programming was not good. Well, I wouldn't say it was not good. I would say that it was not as good as like X-Play. X-Play was like the show. The rest of them were kind of mid. There's also Code Monkeys. Oh, you know what? I forgot about Code Monkeys. There was a cartoon. It's like the worst cartoon I've ever seen in my entire life. It was like so comedically terrible. That's some Spike TV crap. I would say that's like some full blown like Spike TV garbage. It was like really, really awful. Like really, really awful. We watched a ton of it too. We saw a bunch of Code Monkeys. We watched no shortage of Code Monkeys. It's like the kind of television show where there's so much like stuff going on the screen at once and so many dumb video game references that their plan is to try to trick you into not noticing that the joke is misogyny or something like that. Like it's so lowbrow and just like incompetent and just horrible. and just like awful, just a horrible, terrible cartoon. And yet I watched a ton of it. We watched like a ton of it. Honestly, it's the sort of thing that's not even worth watching again. But yeah, I mean, watched a lot of it. It probably wasn't, in the grand scheme of things, it probably wasn't that bad. You know? I mean, like, maybe it was, you know? Like, you know, the whole, like, you know, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking for low-hanging fruit, that's like X-Play was classier than that. That's the thing, is like Cheat and X-Play were pretty good. And then like Arena, I guess, was okay, but it was kind of boring, right? Because that's like PvP shooter game, Halo 3 crap. It's like, and that's like fine. I'm not gonna sit there and disrespect that, but by the same token, it's not interest to me. It's not of interest to me personally, right? So that was like the issue with that. And I think it was X-Play, Cheat. And then Cheat was just like a segment where they talked about secrets in video games or like secret codes and stuff. And that was that. And then X-Play was a review show. And then there was like Arena, and that one lasted like 2 seconds. Nobody wanted to watch that. Syndicated television is weird, man. You know, because it's like, you think about syndicated television, and it's like, you have to put up like a ton of money, I guess, before it even starts. You know, like on YouTube, you just like launch it. You just like shoot that, you just like shoot it out of a cannon, and nobody watches it. And that's how it goes. That's how YouTube works. You know, like that's the YouTube, that's the two-step to the YouTube equation, right? Is that you just make stuff and you launch it out of the cannon, and then nobody watches it. But these syndicated television shows, if nobody watches it, that's like a crisis. You know, because you paid a bunch of money to have it on the air. You know. Okay, what am I, did I figure it out here? No, yeah, we need to go grab the next, we need to, before this happens. Oh wait, no. Okay. Is this the right one? Or no? Okay, bell charm, sakura tree, blah blah blah, flower. Okay, so he talks about the shinobi door. Now we go over here. But I mean, you know, it was fun. We really enjoyed watching X-Play when it was a thing. It was a good times. I remember laughing about it like crazy. I don't know if I remember new episodes of it too. It was good stuff. Man, being a little kid sucked, let me tell you. God damn. Been a long time though. That was a long time. It was like over. I think that's been 20 years. It's 20 years ago now. Roughly 20 years ago. Before that happened. Where am I going and what am I doing? Where am I going and what am I doing? That was before things got really bad. Man, high school sucked. Man, it was a long time ago too. Oh. What a miserable experience. Well, it really wasn't that bad, actually. There were good parts about it, I just didn't appreciate it. Okay. What are we doing? Wait, so let me think. Hirata Estate? Yeah, whatever. We'll go to Hirata Estate. That's fine. We'll get Hirata Estate out of the equation. The thing is, I don't want to, like... Doing, like, a dog review, doing a review where you dog on, like, a bad game, you actually have to be funny for that to work. Which I guess I'm not. Or I haven't tried to be. I think the only thing worse than I don't know. Maybe I should try to be. I mean, I can do memes. I know memes. You know memes. Like I know memes. Maybe I should inject those in my videos. Maybe I should have a video and I should put a meme in there. You know, I should like whenever if I think of a meme, I should just like put it in there. You know, like firmly grasp it, and then it's it's Patrick shoving the net in Squidward's hand. Like that's pretty good. Like you can get away with that. That makes sense. That's funny. You know? Like that's actually really funny. That's actually really funny, you know? The thing is, what I love most about... I feel like my taste in video games is actually really bad, kind of. Unfortunately. Like, as much as I hate to admit it, I think my taste in video games is actually really bad. I think what I love most about a video game is when it's actually, like, kind of terrible. Like, I like to take a good video game and ruin it. I like when video games are bad. I like to play a video game so many times that it's, like, boring. And then I also like when a video game is, like, too difficult for no reason. And that's what I love. I feel like that's what I like about video games. And so I think honestly I'm a bad candidate to review video games because in actual point of fact I have a bad taste in video games. I have like miserably terrible taste in video games. With my like the way that I do things. Like I can't enjoy Oblivion unless it's like torture. I can't sit there and like enjoy playing Oblivion unless it's the worst thing ever. Unless a rat just like punches me to death. Unless a goblin like stabs me and kills me immediately, I can't like it. I can't have fun. Something like that. Like I've too hardcore with video games. I've put too much time and energy into them, and so now like my expectations for what a video game is just like complete madness. Or something like that. Like I can't like unless it's like unless your game is Total War Warhammer, I can't enjoy it. Like a game has to be Total War Warhammer or like, you know, like just some crazy nonsense that makes no sense at all. Speaking of which, I've been playing Diablo 3 actually. I've been playing some Diablo 3. And so like the way Diablo 3 works, there's like 5 superfluous difficulties for like babies. Uh-oh. There's like 5 baby difficulties. Okay, I just hit a loading screen. Uh-oh. Gotta love that lag spike. I can reset the game, I guess. Hold up. We gotta clean these out. Uh-oh. Okay, hold up. No. We're trying this again. Oh, yep, okay, yeah. Excellent, Mr. Chicken. But yeah, what was I saying again? What was I saying again? Maybe we just like... Oh my gosh. What was I saying again? I was saying something. What was it though? Oh yeah, so like my, you know, so I don't know if I'm like qualified to do video games. Well yeah, but oh yeah, playing Diablo 3. And it's like, so there's like a bunch of difficulties. I was gonna go back into talking about reviews, game reviews. Which I think I'm not qualified to do because I'm a crazy man who likes playing video games on stupid difficulty. But yeah, so Diablo 3, it's there's like a bunch of superfluous difficulties. There's like normal mode. Normal mode is like if you're like a baby. Normal mode is like the game if you're like a 2-year-old. I cannot imagine, like, it's literally like babies for, like, you could literally put like a 6-year-old kid or something in front of normal mode and they could play it. Normal mode confuses me, to be honest. And the first set of difficulties makes no sense. Because there's a bunch of sets of difficulties that are like baby's first video game, like Duplo Legos. You know how there's like Legos and then there's the Legos for like little kids? There's like the 2-year-old Legos. There's like Legos, and then there's like the Legos for like 3-year-olds, right? And like the Legos are for like you know 10-year-old kids, and then there's the Legos for like or like 6-year-olds or something, and then there's the Legos for like 2-year-olds. There's the Legos for like 3-year-olds or whatever, right? Diablo, it literally feels like the Duplo Legos of video games, the normal difficulty. I'm like confused why in a million years they ever made Diablo 3 the way that it is. It like actually kind of confuses me. And like I know why. It's because they were told to or something. Or they decided that they wanted, you know, maybe they decided they wanted to. But it like actually confuses me. So I'm like, okay, you know what, forget this. So I was trying to play it on normal and I'm like just bored. I'm just like, what's even going on? Like, this makes no sense. And so I cranked it up to hard, and it was the same thing. It was the same baby mode thing, and I'm like, what is going on? How is hard the same? Because here's the thing about Diablo 1. In Diablo 1, the difficulty is, like, you actually can't do hell mode, you can't do nightmare difficulty until you've already done normal mode. Like, if you try to, you can start your character on nightmare, but you will just instantly be killed by the first enemy. Right? And so, like, that was my expectation for Diablo 3, right? So I'm playing on normal, and my assumption was, oh, I'm going to start my character on the second difficulty, and the enemies are just going to one-shot me. And that wasn't true at all. It was, like, still too easy. So I'm playing on the second difficulty up, and it's still too easy. And then I'm like, okay, this is getting ridiculous, and I cranked it all the way up to the highest difficulty you can at the start, and then it was finally, like, kind of reasonable. Finally, after like an insane amount of effort, it was, like, finally kind of, like, a reasonable difficulty level. And I'm, like, confused. I'm, like, really confused as to exactly... And I, like, died finally. I, like, actually finally died to something. Although, apparently it's not good to start with the highest difficulty because you're really dependent upon luck drops. So I got, like, a really good luck drop. I got, like, a really good legendary item right off the rip that, like, made me broken. That made... Oh, wow, cool. I can't believe that worked. That made me, like, really broken right off the rip. And so I think you need to start one difficulty down. But yeah, it's, like, so weird how there's like a bunch of difficulties for Diablo and they're all bad. There's like 5 difficulties to start, and that's like, so they're doing this weird system because there's a bunch of there's like 17 or there's 16 or 18 or something. There's like a whole series of difficulties that are like post game, that are like New Game Plus. Sort of like the New Game Plus cycles here. And then there's like 4 or 5 difficulties that are literally just like... That are literally just like a regular video game's like difficulty slider. And it's so weird. Because the thing about Diablo is like it's kind of one size... historically, it's kind of been one size fits all. You know, because like I said, the New Game Pluses, or the higher difficulties, are actually just New Game Pluses. Basically, right? And so, like, it's so weird to, like, go and for Diablo 3 to have, like, a baby video game slider. Like, you know, you're playing, like, Doom 2016, and there's, like, baby mode, not baby mode. There's, like, 5 baby modes, and then there's, like, the not baby mode. Or whatever. And it's, like, the same experience there. And so I was, like, amazed. I was, like, completely amazed. Actually. I thought it was, like, the weirdest thing ever. You know what? I'm just gonna flame vent this guy. The axe guy. Hold up. I want to backstab you. Go away. Mr. freaking weirdo. Ugh. They hate my flame vent. They hate my flame vent! Stop hating my flame vent, please. My gosh. I know, I need to, like, just not do this. I need to just, like, hold up. This guy can kill me, actually. I'm, like, really terrible at this boss. Where's the axe guy? There he is. There we go. Yeah, okay, now we got it. Like, I can't play Skyrim if it's on a legendary, you know? And so it was like super weird to, like, be accustomed to Diablo 3 being like a baby game, and then it's like I finally cranked up the difficulty and I'm like, oh, okay. This is not in fact a baby game. It just is really bad at indicating that it's not a baby game. And that was kind of the issue with Diablo 3 for me, but I finally figured it out, how to make it not a baby game. And I've actually been having some fun with it. It's not like the end all and be. I've been having fun with it. I've been having some fun with it for sure. Definitely, it's been good. I haven't played it in like a day or two. I've been busy with other stuff. I've actually been playing League of Legends, unfortunately, because there's the new champion. They released a new champion, and I really like the playstyle for that, so I've been playing that. It's like really broken, kind of. But I feel a little ashamed to say that because, you know, it's like it doesn't really go anywhere. But and I probably need to put more time back into Elden Ring too. That's the problem with it. Well, that's the real problem with Diablo 3, and is that I need to be putting time into Elden Ring. I need to be setting time aside to do that instead of playing freaking Diablo 3 to a certain extent. Absolutely. Cause I still need to do a lot of Elden Ring stuff. I'm like still in Limgrave in Elden Ring. I've killed like 1 or 2 bosses, and I need to speed it up. Of course, to be fair, Skyrim's gonna take me a while. I'm gonna be playing Skyrim for a couple months probably, and I'm working on that. I'm pretty much set up on that. I don't know how many runs of Skyrim I'm going to do. Also, I haven't decided if I'm going to do survival mode or not. Do you think survival mode is like... do you think survival mode... Like, do you think that the extra BS that survival mode provides is worth the stupidity? Or not? Because and I understand if that's a decision I have to make, ultimately. Maybe I'll do survival mode like the first try. Maybe the first character will be survival mode, and then if I feel like it's not good, I won't do it again for the subsequent characters. But I have to admit, it does add a level of annoyance that's pretty amusing. Because suddenly you can't be out in like the wind, you can't be out in like the cold. Like the game is like, no, oh wait, hold up, I can run past these guys. There's actually no reason to fight these guys. Because you can be out in the cold and stuff. Or you suddenly can't be out in the cold and stuff, right? And so like Skyrim, like a lot of Skyrim is cold. You know, there's like snow on the ground and crap like that. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. The problem is there's going to be a lot of riding around on a horse, but there also are lots of ways to optimize it really hardcore. So like I have been figuring out like optimization routes for how to do the quests in an order that doesn't. Yeah, so I think I will have to do survival. I mean, I've been practicing it, so at least once. I'll have to do survival at least once. Oh, come on. Boo. Boo. I think I will have to do survival at least one time. Maybe not more than that, like I said, but we'll see. But yeah, the cold aspect of it does affect it really negatively. It's actually really tough to deal with the cold in Skyrim. It's like actually the worst thing. It's actually not that tough to deal with, but it's like tough. It can be a problem. You can be in scenarios where you're cold and it's like actually really punishing. It's not super common, but it does happen. Well, maybe I can kill it. Maybe spear. Let's try axe on this guy actually, because these axe enemies are like the worst. Let's try it. Let's try axe. Oh, wrong one. That was fire. Let's try spear. Maybe spear is the trick here. I think this might work. Let's see what this does. There we go. That's right. Yeah, the problem is it's too expensive. It costs like way too many spirit emblems for what you get. So this is like totally useless. But it does do something. Yeah, I mean I've been practicing survival for a while now. It does add a meaningful amount of time to the whole run though. But I guess that's kind of part of the charm of it. And you can't, there's like certain things you could do that are a lot harder to do. Like you can't just stand in the middle of town and just like wait for like 3 days, which is like something you would do a lot, right? If you're playing Skyrim. It's like there are ways to get through areas, to get through to do certain setups where you just kind of stand there and just like AFK. And you know what I don't have though, actually? I need to get Mortal Blade. What am I doing? Why don't I have Mortal Blade? I need to get Mortal Blade before I do this. So I need to do Senpo Temple before, How do you even get to Senpo Temple again? Okay, wait. How do you get to Senpo Temple again? Oh, it's abandoned dungeon entrance. So yeah, definitely, I think survival is definitely going to happen. And then I'll do like a video where I'm like, this is how you beat survival mode. For sure. But it's not that complicated. Survival mode is actually, the thing about survival mode is that like what it does is it mostly just cuts your stats. Okay, right? So you have a mana bar, right? And like if you're tired, if you haven't slept in a while, your mana bar gets cut. And you lose mana regeneration. And if you haven't eaten in a while, you lose stamina, and it affects like your blocking and stuff. And then if you're cold, you have like lower HP. And it has some like other dumb, it like reduces your lock, it like hurts your lock picking chances and stuff like that too. So like it's kind of just like a tax throughout the whole game. Basically, there are a little taxy here and there. And there's to a certain extent you can't avoid it. Like you can try your best, but like you will get tired after long dungeons. You will get tired. The biggest thing is the two things that it does that are actually really interesting. Is it okay? Well, there's three things. There's three things it does, and a bunch of them are actually kind of the problem. Okay, so number one, what's the number one thing that it does? Well, it has like hunger, fatigue, and cold, right? So it adds those three things, right? So you have to interact with those. Now, honestly, those are kind of good things because, again, those are just like kind of taxes on your stats in a lot of cases, and you need to have like certain kinds of preparation. What's another thing? Okay, the way that affects your combat even more so though, is it prevents you from using your greater powers like crazy, right? So if I'm playing Skyrim, right, if you're not playing on survival. In a lot of dungeons and areas, you can just wait for 24 hours and get your greater powers back, right? So you can play as an orc, and use your Berserker's Rage, and then subsequently just sit there and Berserker's Rage again, and then just like wait 24 hours and Berserker's Rage again. So you can literally you can basically have Berserker's Rage on most of the time if you're not playing on survival. But with survival mode, that gets a lot harder. Because you'll accumulate a ton of exhaustion, and you'll get like hungry, and you'll run out of food, and like depending on where you are, you could freeze to death. Although not in a dungeon, that's really unlikely. But because it seems like for dungeons they kind of just gave up on cold. So like there are no cold dungeons, as far as I can tell. Like all the dungeons are warm, so it's like that's kind of weird, but like whatever, right? And so, like, you can't use your greater powers. You also can't level up mid-combat. You can't level up mid-combat. In fact, you have to sleep in a bed to level up. Now, the thing about Skyrim is that Skyrim lets you Skyrim replenishes your health pool. Skyrim replenishes your health and mana every time you level up. So you can't level up mid-combat and get your health back. That's not a thing you can do. Okay, so it prevents you from abusing greater powers. So that's one thing, right? So it taxes your stats. It prevents you from abusing greater powers, and then it also prevents you from leveling up mid-combat, right? All that's really great. All that's really interesting stuff. The problem is you can't fast travel. That's the problem with it. Is it cuts out fast travel. The thing is that Skyrim was never designed around not being able to fast travel. Skyrim is like very obviously designed around fast travel. And the issue is that they didn't, if they implemented Mark and Recall, you know Mark and Recall from like Oblivion or from like Morrowind and stuff, right? Where you can teleport. There's no teleport mechanics basically in Skyrim, right? So there are, right? So you can use carriages, right? So you can hire a carriage to take you to certain places. And to be fair, with all the expansions. Yes, it does. Yeah, absolutely. Very strong, actually. And so the fact you can't do that is tough, right? So you see the difficulty why I'm really happy about survival in a lot of ways, because it does make the game harder. The problem with survival is you can't fast travel. That is the issue with survival. Now, on the surface, that's not really a problem. On the surface, that seems like it's not a problem, but it is a really huge problem because it really slows you down. It makes getting to certain bosses and areas, or it makes doing quests a lot more time consuming, and there's actually kind of nothing you can do about it, which is the issue with it. Like, that's kind of the key problem with it. I guess I can try gunpowder on him. Maybe I'll try gunpowder on this guy. So that's kind of the problem. And so now there are ways to optimize your quest routing to make it faster, but you're going to be taking the survival tax. And so, like, because remember, you have to go up to High Hrothgar like 5 times, depending on what choices you make. Oh, it does nothing. Yeah, it just staggers him. Oh shoot. Okoromono. Now. So, like, that's the issue. And so, like, you need to go to Hrothgar. Because think about it, right? You know the mountain, the throat of the world and stuff, right? Okay, well, like, how many times do you have to go there? Well, you have to go there for the... oh, shoot. You have to go there the first time for the main quest, right? And then you have to go there again when you want to complete... when you need to go to the throat of the world for Parthenax, right? And then you have to go up there again to set up the Greybeard's Peace Council. And then you have to go up there again to so you can skip that by doing the Civil War, which is, I guess, the point. But the Civil War is like the buggiest questline in the game. The Civil War is like actually a really massive problem because it's a very buggy questline. Jeez. The Civil War is like an insanely buggy questline. So, like, the second you start doing the Civil War, it gets to be a problem. Okay, let's see if I can do this. There we go, cool. Sick. Roberto! Man, how come there's not an Armored Warrior rematch? And so, like, so you go to the Throat of the World the first time, right? To meet the Greybeards, and then you subsequently have to come back to meet with Parthenax. And then you have to, and then when you're doing the Civil War, you come back one time to set it up. And then you have to go down to Skyrim and talk to Tullius and Ulfric Stormcloak. And then you have to come back again for that. And then on top of all of that, you have to come back one last time for the... or no, so because I forgot you have to read the time wound, so there's 5 times total. You have to go up to High Hrothgar 5 times. That's the problem with survival. And so, like, if you could mark and recall up at High Hrothgar, that wouldn't be an issue. If you had, like, an item, if you had, like, an amulet, if you had, like, the amulet of mark and the amulet of recall, like you have in Morrowind, right? You could literally just, like, put a mark on High Hrothgar and then just, like, come back with the amulet of recall. But you can't do that in Skyrim. It's like the one thing they really needed to add with the Anniversary Edition is a mark and recall amulet. But they didn't. Right, so you can't, and the only place you'd really ever want to use it would be High Hrothgar, but it makes your quest routing a lot harder. And so, like, you have 2 choices: you can either do the Civil War quest line, which is in and of itself a giant pain, or you can go to High Hrothgar, you know, 3 times, or I mean 5 times, and that's like the one choice you have. Although, to be fair, in Dragonborn, or I mean in Hearthfire, they added another carriage that takes you to Ivarstead. So they give you an option to fast travel basically to the base of the mountain, which is going to save you a lot of time, because your other option would be to start in Whiterun, and then run all the way down to Riverwood, and then go all the way down to Helgen, and then all the way over to Ivarstead, and then all the way up to the Throat of the World. But they let you skip that if you have Hearthfire, or I guess you could start in Riften and then go all the way to Ivarstead from there. You know, but it's a rough sell. Oh wait, we need to kill Senun. Hold up, I forgot. I almost forgot somebody. I almost forgot about Senun. And so yeah, that's the issue. Unfortunately, is that. is dealing with like those places plus Fort Dawnguard. Now I will say that the Dragonborn DLC is pretty reasonable, and honestly a lot of the quest lines are not too bad either. But the main quest is the issue, and then also the Dragonborn DLC, because you have to go back to Riften over and over and over again, right? And so like Dayspring Canyon, this is the funny thing about survival mode, right? So like you know where Dayspring Canyon is. It's just the base of the Dawnguard, right? So the anti-vampire DLC, right? There's this place called wrong direction. I missed it. There's a place called Dayspring Canyon, which is the base of the Dawnguard. So it's this really cool set piece, right? When you first arrive there, there's like birds chirping, and there's like, you know, like deer running around, and there's like this beautiful waterfall and all this stuff, right? Sounds pretty awesome, right? Well, you know, you're going to be looking at it 5 times. You're going to be passing through it like 5 different times, because you can't fast travel to it anymore. And so honestly, for survival mode, they should have considered letting you fast travel, except that you just like arrive tired and hungry, you know, but something like that, right? Or they need, like I said, the real solution is what they actually should have done is added an amulet of mark and recall, because that's in lore, you know, like we all agree that's in established lore, mark and recall, right? Everyone knows that that's a thing. So there should have been a quest where you get they should have made you work for it. Don't get me wrong. Right, or you need to either be able to cast the spell from like conjuration or something, or you need to be able to, or alteration probably. I think it's an alteration spell. Sure, we'll make it an alteration spell now, right? You need to either be able to cast the alteration spell, or you need to be able to finish the quest to get the amulets, right? And then that way it just saves you some time on survival mode, right? It's not the end all and be all. It's not the same as fast travel, right? But the issue with it is I think it breaks certain quests, because there's certain quests where you're not allowed to leave, right? So they'd have to have zones where it's like, oh, you can't teleport from here. They'd have to implement a system where you can't leave a certain area. Is like I guess the issue with that. But it's like so lazy. It's like, come on, just implement that. Just like, I get it, right? Like, you don't want to put in, you know, you don't want to have to implement that, but like, come on. Just like, do us a favor and implement that. So yeah, that's the issue. That's the main issue with it. And the thing is that there's no excuse, kind of. Like, I wouldn't say there's like no excuse, but there's kind of no excuse, right? Because, like I said, like the previous games have mark and recall. You know, like that's a Morrowind thing. People love that about Morrowind. Right, and I'm not expecting the other teleport spells, because there's 2 other teleport spells too. There's Almcivi Intervention and Divine Intervention. Right, that I don't expect those. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, you need to implement Divine Inspiration or Divine whatever it's called again. You need to implement Divine Almcivi Intervention. Right, so those would teleport you back to. Okay. Oh wow! Look at that. And burn this guy too. There we go. Boom. You know, and so that's the thing where it's like they could have, you know, I don't expect them to implement, you know, a Divine Intervention and an Almcivi Intervention, but that's the sort of thing they could have done, and it would have made survival mode a lot better. You know, because then it's like, well, because then what you do is you have a mark and recall in like a place like High Hrothgar, right? And then you can mark and recall there, and then what happens is then to get away from High Hrothgar, you Divine Intervention back to like Whiterun or something, and it spits you out in like a town nearby or something like that, right? Where you see how there's like a way that they could have implemented into that. What was that noise? I like a weird noise. They could have implemented that in a way that would have made total sense. They just like didn't. And I'm like still not really clear why they didn't go through the effort of like implementing that for survival mode. But it's like that, and that's the problem. That is the problem with survival mode. It's like actually legitimately something that they could have done and they didn't. But then again, you know, I guess they don't want you to like I don't know. Like I said, the real core issue is the reason they didn't do it is because that would have required actually putting in work. They would have had to actually have like made sure that it didn't break any quests. Because like I said, there's a couple areas where you're not allowed to leave. And so they have to have some way of telling you, the player, oh, you can't teleport here, you can't teleport here, right? And they didn't do that. They didn't want to do that. They said, we're not going to do that. Whatever, right? So, you know, that's kind of the problem. But it's like, you know, if you're not going to... The thing is, I played Fallout 4 Survival, and Fallout 4 Survival is actually really terrible. Because the problem with it is, it actually makes the game easier, which is not good. You don't want survival to make the... You want to make the game harder. The game should be harder. And so for whatever reason, survival mode in Fallout 4 makes the game easier. And I don't know why. But it means if I ever play Fallout 4, I don't have to play in survival, because it's going to be easier. But the reason why it makes it easier is because... So, very hard difficulty is you take 3 times damage, and enemies take 1/4, right? So if an enemy hits you, you take 3 times. If you hit an enemy, you don't do very much, right? It makes sense. Survival mode is you take 4 times damage, and the enemy takes like 2 times damage. So you die insanely quickly, but enemies die also really quickly, which is like really dumb, right? So the irony about survival mode for Fallout 4 is they did it wrong, basically. Oh, I need to put on the monkey bell. They basically did it wrong, and they made the game easier. So the good news is, if I ever play Fallout 4, I won't have to do survival, because it's actually more interesting not to. So it's like, I mean, you know, big surprise that people can't do survival mode right. Big surprise that game developers can't do survival mode right. It's like, that's why I'm always making fun of survival mode. It's like game developers do not know how to do it, I guess. They just like don't. There's always some way they manage to not let it work. They get it wrong somehow. I guess that's only 2 examples, but still. Not to like dog on these game developers or anything, but I would like to see them implemented in a way that was like to my satisfaction. You know, and I don't really feel like I'm that picky. You know, maybe I am. Maybe that's the thing, is that I'm actually really picky. I'm like really, really, really picky, but at the same time, like I hope that like if the game developer heard my complaint, they would be like, oh, okay, I see where he's coming from about that, you know? Like, it's like, yeah, I would like, you know, mark and recall in Skyrim if we're going to do no fast travel, right? Like, we can agree that that's probably a good idea, right? You know. And then it's like, for Fallout 4, it's like, well, it makes the game easier, so it's not really survival mode, is it? You know? But, I mean, that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, like so Fallout 4 survival mode never gonna happen. Skyrim survival mode is probably gonna happen. I think that if I just optimize the routing well enough, it's fine. You know, like I can do Civil War questline on every character. Like that's fine. I still, the problem with doing Civil War questline is it's probably longer to do Civil War questline than it is to not do Civil War questline. But then again, like going back and forth from High Hrothgar isn't that bad, and you have to, because the thing is, you have to go to High Hrothgar at least 3 times anyway, right? So going there 5 isn't really that much worse than going there 3. You know what I mean? So like, okay, whatever, you know, like it's fine. But yeah, that's so there's a really, really massive problem with Skyrim Legendary for sure. And it's the sort of thing where it's like I said, they just did it wrong, or they forgot, they didn't implement, you know, stupid dumb they just didn't implement mark and recall. So But I'll still do it. I'll still do survival at least once. At least once. I feel like I'm repeating myself now, but I think I am. But you know, whatever. Yeah. So and then we'll do a lot of runs for that one. We'll do like 2 melee characters, a stealth character, at least 1 stealth character, maybe 2. Probably not. Probably just 1. Because stealth characters are kind of they're either really broken or they're really terrible, depending on how you do them. Like you can build a one-shot stealth character, but it's going to require like a ton of grinding. You can build a character that literally like one-shots every enemy in the game instantly, but like takes like an insane amount of grinding and work. And so I'm not really down for that. So there'll probably be 2 melee characters, 1 stealth character. At least 2. Like maybe like 5 magic characters, and then there'll be a couple other nifty little surprises at the end. I got like vampire, werewolf, and I have 1 other like trick up my sleeve too. I have 1 other like really like goofball like wildcard character that I'm pretty sure is really good, really doable. But I haven't done all the research for that one yet. Okay, so it's gonna be one-handed, two-handed, stealth archery. Destruction, 2 different destruction characters, conjuration, at least 1 conjuration character, probably not 2, an illusion character, so that's 7, and then werewolf, vampire, and then the secret surprise. So it's about 10. I might be forgetting. Oh no, we need alchemy too, so it's 11. I almost forgot about alchemy because you can get pretty far with alchemy. There's some tricks you can do to make alchemy kind of work. You can't do it alone, but you can make alchemy work too. So it's 11 characters, yeah, basically. And then obviously I'll do like smithing and enchanting on some of these characters depending on the situation. So yeah, we got a full deck of Skyrim characters coming down the pipe. And I guess survival makes some of them more interesting too, like werewolf and stuff. It'll be interesting. I think I don't have on my spreadsheet. I don't have alchemy. It's not a spreadsheet. It's really just like a Word document. But on my Notepad document, I don't have the alchemy character listed. I think because I think I was planning out the races for them too. It's like the first character will be like an orc, and the second character will either be a red guard or a Argonian. That's actually the other problem with Argonian is a pretty good race in Skyrim, right? Argonian's a pretty good race. Survival mode really hurts Argonian. Like, it is a lot tougher to be an Argonian in survival mode. And so that's like another thing about survival mode. Oh my gosh. It's like it really hurts Argonian. So it like takes that kind of option a little bit off the table. It's definitely not the best race in the game or anything like that, but it's a pretty solid one. And so like cold hurting Argonian is like really rough. Because and like conversely, Khajiit is a lot better because you get bonus warmth. So it's actually kind of a factor. But I'll probably do an Argonian. I'll try to get every race too. I think I have them all covered. The main one is trying to get races trying to actually make use of the races, right? Where the races actually kind of pay off, except that a lot of the races aren't very good, you know. So, or they're not good enough, I guess. It's like if you're doing a magic character, the high elf is, I guess, technically optimal. But you really don't need to do high elf either. I guess races aren't essential, so I should probably just do whatever. Because there should be ways to play around races, but there are some things that race will make easier, I guess. So, like, for example, if there's a quest I'm planning to do for the second character, and that quest, Argonian might help, or maybe Redguard. So I may need to do either Redguard or Argonian or something for that character, for that quest. And then eventually I'll sort that out. It's not going to be, like, something I'm really worried about. I wring my hands about this a lot, actually. But it'll kind of sort itself out. There will, because the reason why, of course, is because I don't want there to be a scenario where, like, I'm really goofed up. You know, like there's like a point where I can't contest an enemy or something. Oh, there he is. Come on. Oh, there he goes. There we go. I mean, honestly, I should probably just fight him, but I'm still going to backstab him. Yeah, so I need to like make sure that I cross my T's and dot my I's for some of this stuff. A little bit of this stuff. It's not. It may or may not be that essential. I need to figure out if I can get the Black Star. I don't know if you know about the Black Star quest, but I need to figure out if I can get the Black Star, or how hard it's going to be to get the Black Star. That's like one of the trickier quests in, or it's not one of the trickier quests, but it's like one of the more crucial quests for certain characters. Oh shoot. Why don't I just summon the guy? Well, let's get the homeboy in on this. Let's call in the squad. There we go. Nogami Gensai. He must be nice. He can't be grabbed. But I bet that is awesome. There we go. Okay, there's Juzo. So yeah, that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to look into to try to get. But that's the second run. It's not until the second run that I'm gonna have to worry about that. And then third run is going to be stealth archery, like I said, and that's going to be pretty simple. There's like a really easy way to make stealth archery. Like stealth archery is pretty strong, but on legendary it needs a little bit more juice. You need to zhuzh it up a little bit. It doesn't just like instantly win. You do have to put some work into it to make it like really shine. And but there's like a really easy way to do that. There's like a really clear cut easy way to do that. That doesn't involve crafting, and that's pretty good. So the first two characters are basically going to be crafting, and then the third character is going to be no crafting, and then I don't know exactly how much crafting. I think I don't need crafting for some of the later characters. I think there are ways to make the later characters really crafting free. So we'll see how that goes. I think I have the technique more or less down for how most of these characters are going to work. The character I haven't done in the past is Illusion. Oh shoot. Oh my gosh. Freaking Lady Butterfly. So, and then also there's some Creation Club stuff I need to look into. There's actually not that much Creation Club stuff. It affects some stuff a lot. That's the thing about Creation Club, is it affects certain things a lot, like a huge amount. But it doesn't affect, it affects other stuff like a really tiny amount. It's actually kind of interesting. Creation Club really does not affect that much stuff unless you're playing as like a wizard. For a wizard, it's like really important. For a wizard, it's like really important, and then everything else is like whatever. Boom. I didn't even get them all, did I? No, I did get them all. Gotta love Lady Butterfly. It's one of those things where it's like, unless you... The thing is, if you're trying to focus on the... if you're trying to focus on her jumps, it's like really hard to focus on her... whatever you call it. If you're trying to focus on her jumps, it's really hard to focus on her on her sweeps. That's the crazy thing about Lady Butterfly. That is the weird, like, it's a really strange thing about this boss. It like confuses me. Is there a cutscene here? Yeah, there is. Okay. Yeah, but the thing is, without, like, for example, when I played Skyrim years and years ago, I abused greater powers so much. I did so much greater power nonsense. I was sitting there doing greater powers all the time. And like using greater powers, and so not being able to use greater powers is going to be really weird. And it's going to make some of the... I think it might make some of the trickier characters even trickier. Like, I think there's a possibility that it's going to make... where do we go now? Oh, Amoeba Village. Where is that? How do I get there? Oh yeah, we need to go to Ashita Reservoir. I think there's enough time to kill these two bosses too. So we're gonna see how Vampire could be really hard. I don't think so, but maybe. And there might be some issues getting Werewolf off the ground too. But once you get those started, they're pretty broken actually. Ironically. Like, you think that wouldn't make any sense at all, but no. Like, a Werewolf and Vampire are actually really kind of busted. But you have to get it started. It's like really tough to get started. And Vampire in particular is like so miserable to play as well. It's like so terrible. It's like almost kind of amusing. I also don't know how I'm gonna do whatever it's called. I also don't know how alchemy's gonna go either. I need to like set that up. There's like a little bit of research I need to do for that one. But that's a character I'm gonna do. I need to look at the order for how I did things in Morrowind and try to like follow that as best I can. Because I think it's a blade blunt. It was blade blunt for Oblivion. It was blade and then blunt, and then blade blunt. Oh, that's right. I don't have the key for that. It's so dumb. Okay, well, I have plenty of divine grasses. It's fine. And bundled Jesus statues and all that stuff. It's totally fine. Oh, come on, guys. Gentlemen, please. Gentlemen, please. I need to kill your boss. Just chill out, bro. Dude, what is he? How is he even loading that gun? That's so stupid. That's not how you load a gun like that. That's so dumb. Give me a break, man. That's not how you load a gun like that. There's no breech loading gun. You can't breech load it. It's like he's like breech loading it. It's like you don't breech load a gun like that. You have to go through this like long, arduous process of putting gunpowder down the barrel and like packing it down and all this dumb crap. Boom. Oh, I did it wrong. Oh, come on. Timed it wrong. Stings. Now, come on. I didn't get it again. You can see the thing pop up. There we go. You can see the thing pop up. But it just doesn't want to. Yeah, it's like it's tough to do. There we go. Okay, yeah, you just got the timing right. It saves some hassle right there. There we go. Okay, now we go. Yeah, I got it. What was I saying again at Skyrim? Yeah, I love Skyrim. Skyrim's freaking awesome, though. It's so good. It's actually the best one. It's the best Elder Scrolls game by far, I think. I think at some point I'm gonna do Morrowind, but I need to do like Morrowind is the one I know the least, more or less. I think I know in order. I know Skyrim the best, and then Oblivion I know really well too, and then I know like Elder Scrolls Arena. Okay, I guess I know Morrowind probably better than I know Daggerfall. Daggerfall's bad. Daggerfall's like a cartoonishly bad video game. It's like a laughably bad video game. See, this is why you can't dog on bad video games, right? Honestly, maybe I should do it anyway. Like if I call Daggerfall bad, people will be mad, I think. Like somebody will be mad if I call Daggerfall bad, even though Daggerfall is really terrible. Daggerfall's like laughably terrible. Brilliant game, brilliant, or it's brilliant in some of its ways. It's very talented people made it, and yet it is just absolutely terrible. It's like a complete joke of a video game in a lot of ways. It's like what people who hate video games think video games are. That's Daggerfall. Oh shoot, that was the sweep. Boom. Gotta love it. Gotta love Flame Vent. Gotta love Flame Vent. Okay, we have enough time for the next guy too. We have enough time for the next ninja. We'll spend some gold first, I guess. In fact, I'll see if I can finish off the prosthetic. Because maybe I can. I need to wash my pan out and then start making dinner. Like almost immediately. Okay. Yeah, dragon rot, you got the dragon rot. Whatever, man. Is that okay? Oh, we did. Okay, upgrade. Oh, I need adamantite scrap. And then, okay, scrap magnetite. Okay. I don't think these have any use at all. I don't think any of these have any use at all. I think those literally have no use. Not a single one of them. The remaining ones. I think the remaining ones here are legitimately useless. But oh well. This is the problem with Sekiro right there. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Is like I really feel like they I don't know. It's so impressive in so many ways, and yet it's just such a shame that it feels like the prosthetics are just so terrible, and they're just so like useless. I'd almost rather one of them were just like insanely broken. But I suppose Flame Vent's pretty okay. It's not like great or anything, but it's pretty okay. Oh, Jinzaemon. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do his thing. I should probably send him to Dojun for his for the lumps of fat wax actually, but whatever, it's fine. Isoma. There we go. Alongside our launchers. Okay. We at okay, yeah. So I think we have enough time for whoever's next. Who is it? Is it Sumo Wrestler? Who is next? Or it's not. Well, I'll do a headless at the end. Or I mean, I'll do what's his face at the end. So yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is it? But yeah, I will be excited to do Skyrim. Obviously, Skyrim is really good. It is really, really, really good. And then I think after that, I'm planning on doing Elden Ring, but I haven't done research on Elden Ring yet. But the thing is, I only need a couple months. Well, actually, maybe I should be. Maybe I don't need only a couple months. Maybe I need more than that. Maybe I need more than a couple months for maybe I need more than a couple months for Elden Ring, because there's a lot to cover in Elden Ring. It's not going to be simple. So maybe I need to like get my butt in gear. What was the, or I guess I could do Dark Souls 3 again after Skyrim. I mean, I think maybe Skyrim will take me longer than I think it will, because I got to do a lot of Skyrim. There's a lot of Skyrim to go around. Like a huge amount of Skyrim to go around. And then if I'm doing, yeah, there's, okay, yeah, so there's some stuff to that, I guess. We'll see. But that's, I mean, at this rate, it's going to be another couple weeks at least. I think I'm not that far off. The problem is I still need to do the Gauntlets of Strength of this game. Not to mention I have to cut the video for it. I have to make the video for it too. We're kind of halfway done already, sort of. Because there's only, we have to go to 9. We're at 4 right now, and we have to go to 9. But like the last one's gonna be truncated. Because the last one I'm going to fast end. I'm going to I'm just going to whatever his name is. I'm just going to regular Ishinashina. Okay. Boom. Shirahagi. There we go. Shirahagi, okay. We need to at least hit the next bonfire. I'm getting tired though. Freaking exhausted already. So this is a good. This is great that the stream's gonna end in a second here. Or I'm gonna end the stream. Yeah, it's been fun. I love talking about Skyrim and stuff. The good old days of G4 and Raisin Bran. My childhood. My kind of mid-childhood. Mid is a good word for my childhood. I think mid is like the appropriate word for my childhood. Like not the worst, but pretty lousy too, in some ways. Definitely not the worst though, for sure. Definitely not the worst. Some people got it real bad. And it wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It's pretty bad. By any sort of like reasonable standard, it was pretty bad, but that's okay. Whatever. Okay, so now we go. Okay, I guess I guess I can kill Miss Noble really quick. We can get that done. Kill the frickin' Miss Noble. Kill the dumb frickin' Miss Noble, and then we'll call it. Then that'll be it. We'll kill Miss Noble, and that's it. Alright, don't I fight this guy now? Maybe I'll kill this guy first. Breech-loaded monkey gun. The breech-loaded monkey gun. Oh, God. Boom. Boom. We'll kill this guy. This guy's pretty simple. What are the monkeys even drop? Oh, pellets. They drop pellets, huh? What kind of pellets are the monkeys dropping? Interesting. Interesting. The monkeys are dropping pellets. Maybe not the kind of pellets I want to eat, probably. Okay, so we kill Tokujiro here. This is it. Oh, God. There we go, Tokujiro. Okay, this is a great place to stop stream. This is a great place to stop stream. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been fun. I'm gonna go make some freaking medieval style whatever. I need to go watch the recipe again. And need to fry up the tofu first, obviously. But have a good night. Thanks for watching. And there will not be a stream tomorrow night. Yes, thank you. There will not be a stream tomorrow night, but there probably will be one on Sunday or something. So we'll see. But